Hi, welcome back to Mr. Menta's ELL Classroom. This will be, I believe, the last video on Chapter 5, which was mostly about adjectives, words that describe nouns, like tall and short. We've been over it. Today, we're going to do some reading exercises. So behind me is textbook page 42 and textbook page 43, which you will need to complete this. You do not need to print these. You can just read them off of your computer. You can print them if you want, but you don't need to. As always, you can find them on the description in the YouTube video. Alright, so what you're going to do here, you've got a letter, pretty long one, and you're going to read this from the Royal Sludge Hotel. The name is kind of a joke. Sludge means kind of like mud, okay? So it's kind of a joke. Nobody would name their hotel Sludge. So you're going to read this to yourself. I suggest you read it out loud. Go on to the next page. Finish it. And then down here, you're going to answer these true or false questions. What I want you to do is take out a sheet of notebook paper, and on the notebook paper, write down a complete sentence to answer the questions. So for example, the first one says, "The weather is beautiful." Okay? If that's true, I want you to write on your paper, number 1, true. The weather is beautiful. Okay? And if it's false, I want you to write false. The weather is terrible or bad. Okay? Second one. It says, "The children are happy." So read the story. If in the story that's true, I want you to write true. The children are happy. If it's false, I want you to write false. The children are sad, or something like that. Understand? So don't just write true or false, write a complete sentence. That's 1 through 8. And then we're going to have some listening exercises that we're going to do down here, which we will go through, so I'll have to read those to you. But for now, go back to the beginning, read the whole story, and then answer the true and false questions about it. Alright? Alright, pause the video now while you work. I will wait here. Unpause it when you're done and you're ready to go over your answers. Okay. Did you pause the video and go over it? Did you write down those sentences on a separate sheet of paper? Great. Alright, so I'm going to start out by reading it with you. Okay. "Dear Mother, I'm writing from our hotel at Sludge Beach. Ralph and I are on vacation with the children for a few days. We're happy to be here, but to tell the truth, we're having a few problems. The weather isn't very good." That sounds important. "In fact, it's cold and cloudy. Right now, I'm looking out the window, and it's raining cats and dogs." That's an old expression. It's raining cats and dogs. It means it's raining a lot. "The children aren't very happy. In fact, they're bored and they're having a terrible time. Right now, they're sitting in bed, on the bed, playing tic-tac-toe and watching TV. The restaurants here are expensive and the food isn't very good. In fact, Ralph is at a clinic right now. He's having problems with his stomach. All the other hotels here are beautiful and new. Our hotel is old and ugly, and it's very, very old. In fact, right now a repair person is fixing the bathroom sink. So, Mother, we're having a few problems here at Sludge Beach, but we're happy. We're happy to be on vacation, and we're happy to be together. See you soon. Love, Ethel." Alright, so, number 1, the weather is beautiful. False. The weather is cold and cloudy. That's what you should have written. Cold and cloudy. I also would have accepted the weather isn't very good, because that's what it's saying. Or maybe it's raining, because over here it says it's raining cats and dogs. So there's several options that you could have gone with there. "The children are happy." False. The children are bored and they're having a terrible time. Okay? So, the children aren't very happy. So you should have written a complete sentence about that, okay? A complete sentence. Number 3. The children are watching TV. I believe that's true. Yes, true. The children are watching TV. They're also playing tic-tac-toe. Number 4. The restaurants are cheap. False. The restaurants are expensive. The restaurants here are expensive. So you should have written a whole sentence there. The restaurants are expensive. Five. Ralph is at the hotel right now. False. Ralph is at a clinic right now. See, there he is down there. 6. The hotel is old. True. The hotel is old. It's very old. 7. A repair person is fixing the window. False. A repair person is fixing the bathroom sink. 8. Ethel is watching the cats and dogs. False. Okay? I don't remember seeing an Ethel mentioned, but that we have over here, it's raining cats and dogs. Okay. Looks like we're done with that. Good work. So now we're going to move on to these listening exercises at the bottom. These ones we're going to do, these are nice and challenging. So, I want you to, on your sheet of paper, rewrite this word. It's large or it's heavy. I'll give you time to write. So number 1. So I'm going to read you, here it is, a question, and you have to pick which one of these could be the answer. So is the answer it's large or is it's heavy? I'll show you. Number 1, tell me about your new apartment. So on your paper, write either it's large or it's heavy, okay? All right. You have an answer written? You should have written it's large. Wouldn't make sense to say an apartment is heavy. We never really lift an apartment. They're too big. Okay, number 2. Tell me, so you're going to pick one of these answers, either A or B. Tell me about your new car. Okay. So write either this or this. Which one did you write? Tell me about your new car. You should have picked B. It's beautiful. Your car, it wouldn't make sense to say it's married. Your car, it's married? That's crazy. Number 3. Tell me about your neighbors. So write the answer. Which one is it? Tell me about your neighbors. You should write, they're quiet. They're sunny. That doesn't make sense. We wouldn't say that about neighbors. Remember, neighbors, those are the people who live next to us. Our neighbors. Number 4. How's the weather? How's the weather? Which one of these is the answer to the question, how's the weather? Should say B. It's warm. Number 5. Tell me about your hotel. Tell me about your hotel. Should have picked A. It's small. And number 6. How's the food at the restaurant? Take A. It's good. All right. Next. True or false? Listen to the conversation, then answer true or false. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to read you a pretty long story, a pretty long conversation, okay? And you have to choose each one of these true or false. So right now, on your paper, I want you to write 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? And as you listen to what I say, write true or false next to each one of them, okay? So, let's read them beforehand. So these are the things we're going to be listening for as I read the story. Okay? So number 1, Luis is calling Betty. We're going to listen to the story and figure out if that's true or false, okay? Number 2, the weather is hot and sunny. So we're going to listen for the weather. Pay attention for that. Number 3, the hotel is old. So we'll be listening for when they talk about the hotel and what do they say about it. Okay? Number 4, the food is very good. So when they talk about the food, listen to the food. And number 5, Luis is watching TV. So what's Luis doing? Okay. So now I'm going to read this whole story, and it's pretty long, and I'm not going to stop, and I'm not going to give you any more clues, okay? You just have to remember and write true or false next to each one of these by the time I get to the end. So listen carefully and write true or false for each one of these statements as I go. All right? So these are two people. I'm having a conversation. I'm going to pretend to be two people talking. Hello. Hello. Is this Betty? Yes, it is. Hi, Betty. This is Luis. I'm calling from Mud Beach. From Mud Beach? Yes. I'm on vacation in Mud Beach for a few days. How's the weather in Mud Beach? It's terrible. It's cold and it's cloudy. Cold and cloudy? What a shame. How's the hotel? The hotel is terrible. It's old. It's noisy. The rooms are very small. I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me about the restaurants. The restaurants in Mud Beach are expensive, and the food isn't very good. In fact, I'm having problems with my stomach. What a shame. So, Luis, what are you doing? I'm sitting here in my room, and I'm watching TV. I'm not having a very good time. I'm sorry to hear that. Boy, why did Luis call her if all she was going to do was complain? Like, Luis doesn't sound like a very fun friend. Okay, so, I hope you were listening. Let's go over that. Number 1, Luis is calling Betty. That's true. It says, this is Luis. I'm calling from Mud Beach. Number 2, the weather is hot and sunny. That was false. The weather was cold and rainy. Number 3, the hotel is very old. That was true. Number 4, the food is very good. That was false. The food was not very good. And number 5, Luis is watching TV. That was true. Okay, so I hope you were able to get most of those on the first try. Good work. That's the end of Chapter 5.